Greetings, my name is Kerry and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the books I plan to read in February. During February I am taking part in a readathon called the Pondathon, which was created by the lovely people from the Quiet Pond blog. I'm going to link to all the information for that below so you can go and check it out. It's a really lovely blog. I don't read it regularly, but I've come across it recently and I really love the ethos of it. They are also hosting the Start on Your Shelf-a-thon, which you may remember from my 2020 goals video I'm also taking part in, and the year-long readathon and the month-long readathon work really well together. So the Pondathon actually has already started on the 24th of January and carries on until the 6th of March, and it's a collaborative team readathon. So the basic premise is the Quiet Pond blog is a sort of a narrative blog that's set in this magical world called the Quiet Pond, and something is threatening the pond. So all of the characters have different roles to play to try and protect the pond, and they have formed teams, and each team has a different challenge, but they're all working collaboratively to gain points to help protect the pond, so it's not a competitive thing. I've created a character for myself, which everyone is encouraged to do when they sign up. So my character is called Kerry Lou, who is a book moth, and I joined Team Gen, and the goal of Team Gen is to read backlist books, so that's books published before 2019. So all the books I'm reading in February were all published before 2019. I've got quite a few books on the list. I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but that's certainly my intention. And to help me achieve some of the goals I've set myself for the year, I've decided I need to be a bit more proactive about picking books that will help me meet those challenges. So I'm going to go through them now without further ado. So first I've got my 2 book death row picks that I've used random number generator to pick these off my book death row shelf. I did mention when I filmed the update of that I was thinking about changing the name. The results of the poll I put on Twitter were very inconclusive, so I'm sticking with the name for now because it's so much effort to go through and change it. So yeah, so from my book death row list I have 2 books. One is Sickened by Gregory. This is her memoir of, she was a sufferer of Munchausen's by proxy, so her mother believed there was something wrong with her and was constantly taking her for medical appointments, so that is my first pick. And my second one is called The Curse of the Kings by Victoria Holt. This is historical fiction / maybe fantasy, I'm not entirely sure. I think there's some sort of magical elements to it. It's about archaeology and the excavation of an Egyptian tomb, I believe. So those are my 2 book death row picks. They're both ones that I'm actually quite interested in reading, so I will probably try and prioritise them. Next we have my 2 book club books, which thankfully both also fit for the Pondathon. So we have the Ninja Book Club book, which is The Good Immigrant, which is a collection of short stories, I think, and maybe some essays, edited by Nikesh Shukla, and it is 21 writers explore what it means to be Black, Asian and minority ethnic in Britain today. So this also helps me with my goal of trying to read more diversely, which I'm going to talk about in a video that's coming soon. So this is also from an indie publisher, obviously being on Ninja Book Club pick. I was really excited to be able to pick this up in a charity shop for 50p, because it's actually a book I've wanted to read for a while. And then for my theology book club, I've got a book called The Life and Work of a Priest by John Pritchard, which I think it's fairly self-explanatory what that is going to be about. So next I've selected a book for Read Around the World, which is Round About £1 a Week by Pembers Reeves. I don't know if you can see that very well with the light. This book was given to me for Christmas through the Persephone book swap organised by Ninja Book Box. The author, Pembers Reeves, although she actually was born in Australia, she lived most of her life in New Zealand, so I'm counting it as being an author from New Zealand for Read Around the World. Also an indie book, one that sounds really interesting, so I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into that one. And then I have 3 library books, so you may remember that January was my library book month. Yeah, I have 2 that have hung over from January that I haven't quite got to yet, but because they're continuing on series that I'm reading, I allow myself to keep them. And then a third one I've picked up is also a continuation of a series, so I'm allowing it. So we still have Children of Dune by Frank Herbert and Archenemies by Marissa Meyer that I have not quite got to yet, so I should hopefully read both of those in February. because I need to stop renewing them really and take them back to the library. And then when I was returning some other books into the library, I happened to spot Night of Cake and Puppets by Laini Taylor, which is I say a novella because it's the way it's written, it's got a lot of artwork and stuff, and it comes in between Days of Blood and Starlight and Dreams of Gods and Monsters. It's a additional book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy that comes between those two books. So I'm going to read that one. Hopefully that one won't take too long either, because it's sort of semi-graphic novel format. So I think that'll be quite a quick read. And then finally, I picked a book from the oldest of my TBR. This one has featured on my TBR a lot of times. I'm really, really hoping I get to it in January, because I really just need to get to it. It is The Embers of Heaven by Alma and Alexander, which is the sequel to The Secrets of Jinsei, which is one of my favourite books of all time, probably. I do really want to read this one. So that is all of the books. At the moment I'm intending to read it in February. I have also signed up for the Bookweb Valentines Buddy Reads Roulette, so I haven't been matched with anyone yet. That will probably add an extra book onto my TBR, hopefully, although it's unlikely. They might pick one of these books, which would be really helpful. Otherwise, I don't know. I have to wait and see who I'm matched with. I love doing buddy reads and I don't do them very often, so I would like to do more buddy reads, and this is a good way to try and make a few more bookish friends as well. So we'll see what book we pick for that, and that will be added on as well. Yeah, so that's all the books at the moment. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of those and what you thought of them. Let me know some of what you're planning to read in February. Are you taking part in the Pondathon or in any of the Bookweb Valentines challenges? There are so many readathons actually going on in February, so let me know if any others that you're joining in. Please like this video if you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And you can also follow me on my social media. I'm on Twitter and on Goodreads, so you'll get more up-to-date information about what I'm reading if you follow me on Goodreads. All that information is always listed in the description box below. But for now, that's it for today, so thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!